What up, everybody? It's your boy Sean Doe, back in action. Today I want to show you how to make a full, complete beat using Reasons 5. From start to finish in multiple volumes, I'm going to show you how to do pretty much everything. After you watch these couple of volumes and stuff that I set up, man, you're going to be able to have a lot better grasp on how to use Reasons. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up Reasons. And I'm going to use all the factory sound bank too, so I got plugins and stuff, but not a lot of people got plugins, so I'm gonna show you how to mess around with the sounds, to get it to sound right. Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is separate this window, click this little button here, detach sequencer. Got two separate windows. Right, and if you notice, if you use the default settings on Reasons, it should already have, a mixer, your default mastering suite, and your audio output and all that other good stuff. If not, then you should create it as a default, so that way when you open it up, it'll open like that every time. So what I'm going to start with is a beat. I'm going to right click right here. I'm going to create the redrum, just for the sake of people that don't have 5 yet. This is on 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is right click over here, analyze patch, and wipe everything out, get it all fresh. Click right here. This is the the sampler right here. If you want to go find sounds, this is where you would click. And if you notice that every machine that you open up, it automatically links up to your mixer, unless you open it and you hold I think it's control or something like that, and then you'll be able to just reroute it wherever. But I mean, you can always just hit the tab button, flip to the back, and reroute it if you want to. But there we go. We got it linked up to track number 1. So first thing I'm gonna do is find a kick drum. Go to our factory sound bank. Find a nice little kick. Nice sound to it. We'll find a clap. And by the way, if you need to know, this is Reasons Factory Sound Bank. Just click on that, and then you can go to redrum drum kits, exclusive drums sorted, and you got all your instruments right here. But I like the sounds better in Kong, and so I'm going to use the sounds in Kong. But yeah, that's where the redrum stuff is. Red drum, redrum, whatever you want to call it. Find a nice little clap. Sounds something cool, but I already know I want to beef it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer that clap with a snare. Alright, if you don't have a keyboard, you can still do the percussion, with the steps right here. But it's always better if you do have a keyboard. But I'm just going to show you real quick. See, like your steps right here is the 16 steps, which equals a bar, which goes along with your tempo. But you can change the steps right here. You can go different steps. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. But I'm going to change the tempo. So it's on 120. It's the tempo right here. You can just click that down and go down to like 90 or something like that. And now what I was talking about by different speeds on the bar, see, like 16 right here. If I do this, hit play, it's at the right tempo that we're looking for. But also, if I boost this up twice as fast and go to 32, I can put it right here and it'll play at the same speed. It's just with more steps. So it's just a preference of how you want to use it. How much different clicks and pops and stuff you want in there. Well, I'm gonna make this pretty simple. If you notice that I'm playing this clap right here, I got this on select. And then if I want to go to the next track, all I got to do is just hit select right here, and it'll go to the next one. And then hit run. And and it'll play them both at the same time. And so if I wanted to like create a reverb for that, what I would do is come up here to the mixer, right click on it, and then create. Come down here to advanced reverb right here. Now what that does is when I created the reverb, it links it up to this effects, the auxiliary input for effects. See, it links this effect up to this channel number 1. See, now I can control this effect on every track on here by knob number 1. But due to the fact that this has its own tracks, it has 2 sends that links into that. So we can control effect number 1 by send number 1 right here, these 2 knobs. Got to put my loop on real quick so it stays within the loop. And quantize right here. You always want to have this on. Button right here. This means every note that you play, if you're off a little bit, it'll automatically quantize it during recording. You know, so that helps out a lot. But you don't really need that using the redrum, especially if you're using these. So like, but if I wanted to copy this pattern to the track, I would just right click right here and go to copy pattern to track. And come down here, right click, and then clear this pattern. So now it'll play on your sequencer instead of on the redrum. So now we can create another pattern. So I selected my kick drum, so we'll just select that. But that's pretty dull though, you know, it's just like basically repeating the same bar. So it's only going 16 steps. So if I wanted to add another bar to that loop, what I would do is go right here from 16 to 32. So now I got 2 bars. Now how I get to the other bars, if you notice this is 1 to 16, you know, and it goes to 32. Up, you just click that up, and so now we're playing the second bar right here. So we'll go ahead and put another pattern on there. See how this sounds. Sounds pretty cool, pretty simple, easy stuff to remember. Go to copy pattern to track, and then come over here and then clear this pattern. If you don't clear the pattern, then it'll play the sequencer hits along with the you know, the hits that it's doing on the redrum. So it'll be like playing it twice as loud. So let's go to clear pattern. It's kind of slow, so we'll speed it up a little bit. The redrum's a pretty easy thing to use if you just, you know, look at it and turn the knobs on it. You know, this is pretty much pan left to right, level, the velocity of how hard it's hitting. This is like if you want the note to hit like a boom, or if you want the note to cut off right when your note stops playing. You know, and this is the length of the note. If you notice, like here. That a little shorter. And that clap is not really doing it justice, so I'm going to change the clap to right along with that snare. Sounds pretty nice. Um, so go ahead, add some more stuff, like a hi-hat or something like that. So we'll come up over here, do pretty much the same thing, go on the hi-hats. Sound clean. So I'll just go back down here, put this back down to 16, go back to the first bar, add some stuff in there. Sounds kind of nice. And one thing to always remember when you're doing, highs and stuff like that, like hi-hats and claps and stuff like that, and real higher end instruments, is you want to mix it down to where, they're just sit inside of the mix. I hear a lot of people mixing down, where they're clapping their hi-hat is way out there. Later on during the mastering process, if you got like this whole track that you're trying to master, and if you got a lot of higher end instruments already up there, and if you got something that you need to bring the highs up on, it's gonna make them scream. It's kind of hard to master. So you always want to make sure you have a good mix before you get all the way to there. So next thing I add is a shaker. I know they got one in here somewhere. Right here. There we go. That's pretty good percussion for now. Tune into the next one, man, and we're gonna put some bass on there and do some other stuff to it.